Welcome to Simplify TV. I'm David McBee. Today's guest is Jason Holmes, a self-described serial entrepreneur. Jason is the founder and CEO of Thrive Fuel, a marketing agency specializing in targeted digital advertising, promotion, and conversion techniques across all technologies. Jason has been in the digital marketing industry for over 20 years. Clients include a wide range of businesses and niches in local, regional, and national markets. Jason, welcome to Simplify TV.
Hey, thanks so much for having me, Dave.
Absolutely. So last we spoke, I asked you what you wanted to talk about today, and you replied very simply, TV. So let's talk TV. What's your favorite show? I like the Big Bang Theory reruns.
My favorite show is probably Breaking Bad.
Oh,
That's
a good
definitely a top 3 or so.
Yeah. But that's probably not what you meant exactly, is it?
No, it's not. It's not. I'm thinking more along the lines of, we still call it TV, but it's really just video, and basically where you consume it, it has changed so much. So that's a pretty interesting shift in my book.
Yeah. So tell me how that is impacting your life at Thrive Fuel.
Oh, sure. So at Thrive Fuel, we've got a full video production team that fits really well into then offering our clients, OTT through various platforms, and not just OTT, but pre-roll all over the internet and YouTube video and things like that. And I feel like between social video, which would include kind of YouTube, social video and OTT and CTV and all the different places that you can get in front of people, it's really disrupted, the broadcast model, obviously over the past few years, but it's allowed us to bring video to clients that thought they could never afford video, right? I mean, those small mom and pop shops with smaller budgets, they really couldn't buy the 6 o'clock news, and now they can play in that same space. So that is a game changer for a lot of our smaller clients.
Can you share an example of a smaller client that has successfully implemented streaming television or online video?
Sure. We've, you don't usually see, I'd say, TV spots for small single location bakeries, and no matter what the market is. And we've been able to offer that to, those types of clients where they've got, it's a niche market, or not necessarily niche, but you're not always shopping for a wedding cake. You're not always shopping for those types of, life event type things where you need a cake or something like that to celebrate. But we've been able to essentially target not only the people who might be in the market for that, but in the location, locations they're trying to reach people in, and get a very, very specific ad in front of those folks on video that they never could before. And that's led directly to additional orders for that client and things like that. So, yeah.
I'm really excited that you're doing that, because I've been saying ever since the kind of the birth of CTV that it's really good for consumers too, right? Because as I'm watching television, I would like to see more local ads for businesses that are right in my backyard, rather than all those pharmaceutical ads or Kia commercials.
No, absolutely. What's annoying as a consumer is if you're watching on, the fast type channels that are ad supported, and you've got the same advertiser over and over again, and it's the big guy, and you watch the ad, and then the next ad is the same ad, and then the next ad, I've seen them stacked 4 deep, and that gets really annoying. That'll drive you off of those channels faster than anything else. And then what also happens is, when a small business like that is seen in front of people that know them, or know that they're that small, they start to wonder, wow, how did they get on, TV like that? How did they get on that, what they see as a big TV show? How did they get their spot there? It really has more of an impact. It reminds me of 10 years ago when we started offering, Pandora buys or Spotify buys or something like that. It was unique to hear a local commercial, and you paid more attention to it because you weren't expecting it.
It's like when you're at the airport and like all the announcements are going on and you're ignoring most of them, and then you hear your name.
Sure.
And you just like, whoa. I feel like when a local commercial comes on, you just really pay attention to it.
Yeah. And then we've got, the folks who can afford TV, or can't afford local broadcast and have for years, they're then kind of migrating to um, CTV and OTT. So they test the waters a little bit. They get that same reaction. They start to hear from people. Oh, wow, I saw your ad on XYZ streaming app on Pluto or Paramount or whatever. And then they come back and they're like, wow, that really works. I'm being noticed more because the community's not used to seeing me there. So
yeah, I feel like a lot of advertisers migrate to streaming TV because they feel like people are watching streaming TV, so they have to do it. But then they start to discover all the wonderful things that come along with that, all the digital elements of it. What are some of your favorite things that come along with CTV that aren't part of the broadcast world?
Well, the fact that, I mean, it's truly measurable. I mean, you don't have an impression until it's watched, right? You don't have a view through until it's watched. You can see the brand lift in the reporting when you compare. If they're doing something omni-channel, so they're going to at least be doing display plus CTV plus a couple other things, and you see that cumulative effect, which you can't measure in broadcast. So that's a big deal. And then just addressable. I mean, being able to, you know, address those, to basically pinpoint the locations that you want to serve up a given ad. I mean, that's pretty mind-blowing. People are always surprised when we start talking about that, being able to basically pick out individual addresses and streets and neighborhoods and then measure that. I mean, there's nothing like that really.
Yeah. All right. So what are you most excited about as far as maybe CTV, maybe display, any kind of technology that's coming along? And what are you excited to talk to your advertisers about?
Well, one of the things we're excited about, and it is because of this, growth in OTT and all things video, is the launch of our own channel. We actually launched a new streaming service called South Texas TV. It's currently live on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. So that's pretty exciting. We've got original content from Victoria and Corpus Christi and further south, where we're featuring local businesses on this channel and event shows and things like that. Really started on social media, started on Facebook as a pretty well-produced local show. And actually that page gets between 70 and 100,000, reaches between 70 and 100,000 people every month on Facebook and in Instagram. And so we thought, with all that great content, we've got something like 30 or 40 shows in the can that are all about local businesses and organizations. We should do something more with it. We should get it onto the platforms that people are migrating to. And so that's why we launched South Texas TV, and it's starting to take off. So we're really excited about that.
So you've become a producer now. It's more of a content play?
Yeah, it's a content play. It really does open doors because people want to be on our programs. They want to be on our shows. So from an agency perspective, we get a lot of businesses that are calling us that are like, hey, how do I get on the show? And if it makes sense for content, then absolutely come on the show. We're not going to charge you anything. You've got an event that the community is going to be interested in, or you've got a really unique business or organization, we're going to feature you. And so, not too many agencies have that kind of inbound lead flow. So we get a lot of consultations out of that. And some of it makes sense to work together. Some of it doesn't, and that's okay. And it's just a really, it's an emerging kind of space for us, and it's taken off a lot faster than we thought it would. So it's exciting.
Well, that sounds super cool. Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, we're about out of time, but I'd like to ask you my favorite question that I ask everybody when they come on Simplify TV. Is there a book that was instrumental in your success or inspired you that you'd like to share with our viewers?
Yeah, it's probably it's had the biggest effect on my career and things that I've been interested in, but that's Clayton Christensen's The Innovator's Dilemma, because almost all industries right now for the last 20 years have been going through some type of disruption. And the Innovator's Dilemma has really a unique take on that disruptive innovation. And the most interesting part about it to me is that you can do everything right as a traditional or incumbent company and still fail if you're not paying attention to the right metrics.
Well, thank you very much for being here on Simplify TV. I'm truly grateful for you.
Hey, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And thank you guys for joining us on Simplify TV. I'm David McBee. Be awesome, and we'll see you next time.